So this is another custom puzzle. This is my second custom puzzle. The first one was of a chapel that a girlfriend of mine and I saw. This one is actually of a painting that I painted. I painted this following a tutorial from Sarah Cray with Let's Make Art. I've been painting with her since November of 2019, and I've really been enjoying it. You can find her on YouTube. She has a number of free tutorials on YouTube, and they are fabulous. This is a paid tutorial, it's behind a paywall. Um, but yeah, it's probably one of my favorite paintings of recent anyway. Um, it has a bokeh background, which I don't feel like I do successfully most of the time, and I was very happy with how it turned out this time. I really like the bird and birdhouse. There's really not a lot I would change about this painting, and I thought it would make a really fun puzzle. I was kind of wrong. This is from the same manufacturer that made the last custom puzzle, which I wasn't too thrilled with, but I thought this picture would be easier to work with, which maybe it was, but it was still pretty frustrating. All right, so initial sort took me about half an hour, 29 minutes and change. Um, this is the birdhouse, basically. That was pretty easy to sort out from the rest. And then the background was certainly more difficult to sort out. These are kind of the more unique ones, the more darker colors. These are the really light ones, as you can see, and these are kind of the mid-tone ones. Um, yeah, a lot of the background just kind of blended in together. I was hoping that the color gradient would be enough, but it really wasn't, unfortunately. And as you can see, I have a new setup. Lighting may not be as good, which is shocking to say because lighting wasn't great beforehand to begin with. Um, but yeah, this is a super handy new setup. It's in my new office. I can take my big work computer and swivel it around in either direction so I can either work on one side or puzzle on the other. And so that's really super cool. And I've been enjoying this setup more for sure. I do have a tendency to hit my tripod with my camera on it, so if you see shaking, oops, my bad. Anyway, so finishing up the edge, as you can see, I flipped it over using the letters on the back to make sure I have things lined up because with this puzzle there are so many false fits. 37 minutes, 46 seconds it looked like, and I'm missing an edge piece, but turns out that I found it. Obviously, I'm starting with the birdhouse. That is the easier part. Um, I don't remember if I used the back for the birdhouse at all. I think I did a little bit, but not too much. I definitely did need to rely on the letters on the back more than I was hoping for with this one, specifically with the more subtle gradients in the background. Other than that, I did enjoy this puzzle. I enjoyed this one not so much because of the quality of it, because again, it's the same quality as the last custom puzzle. It's not that great, but there was more variety in this one. Plus, it was something. Okay, I did flip over a little bit. Um, there was more variety in this one. It was easier to see the different parts of it, I suppose. And because it was something I painted, it kind of gave me a chance to really look at my painting like in more detail, which was really cool. I noticed in the top right corner and the bottom right corner, when you look at just those pieces, it kind of looked like tie-dye, which was really cool. Watercolor really is just this magical thing that does its own stuff, and you just got to let it go. You know, you got to learn when to let watercolor just play on the page with the water and do its own thing and make its own magic versus when you need to control it. And in this particular project, there's a good amount of both. There's a good amount of let the background play, just let the colors blend, lift out some spots here and there to make it look bokeh, maybe put in a few more spots for the bokeh, but just let the colors blend and bleed and play. And those right corners, both the top and the bottom one, the background in them in particular really do showcase just how cool watercolor is when you just let it do its thing. And then the birdhouse itself is obviously much more tighter, much more controlled. Um, So yeah, this project I really, really enjoyed. I was very happy with the outcome. There's really not much I would change about it. If anything, there's a little line that the birdhouse is suspended from, a little cord that the birdhouse is hanging from. That feels really, really dark to me. Of everything in this puzzle, that was the easiest thing to find because it was so dark. So, if I were to go back and do anything, maybe I would lighten that up. But honestly, that is so minor that it's like, who cares? Because I really just am very, very happy with this piece. And even though the puzzle itself is not the greatest of qualities, and the background was very hard to see the differences, I still really enjoyed it because it gave me a chance to look at one of my paintings in more detail. One of the paintings that I really loved in more detail. And this was also getting me excited for another custom puzzle that I had made because it's also another painting that I did with Sarah. That one's also behind a paywall, unfortunately. But Sarah has a whole bunch of free tutorials on Let's Make Art on YouTube. And she's just so much fun. For years, I have called her the Bob Ross of the watercolor world. You kind of follow her and you paint along, and she talks about what she's doing, and then you look up and she's got a whole tree done. And you're like, where did that come from? Because she just goes so fast sometimes. But she's fun and she's uplifting and she's joyful. And I've truly enjoyed painting with her. I've painted with other YouTubers, other teachers online. I have tried to take a few classes, but my schedule is weird, so that's difficult to do unless it's a one-off kind of thing. And I've gone through books, I've done my own projects, but I always keep coming back to Sarah. I've done every single project that she's provided. She's just fun, and I enjoy her style, and I enjoy painting along with her. So yeah, if anybody's interested in painting some watercolor, I would highly recommend Sarah Cray with Let's Make Art, obviously, because I've painted all her projects. And yeah, so she's got a lot that are free. And I am very excited to get to my other custom puzzle. And this next custom puzzle is from a different company, so I'm hoping it's better quality and we don't have so many false fits. All right, and there is that. Obviously, I did most of the background using the back, which is whatever at this point. I definitely had some wrong spaces. All right, so 8.5 hours or so to complete the whole thing. So close-ups, if you look down at that bottom corner, tie-dye-ish. The hot pink next to the birdhouse is something I really love. Again, the top corner looked kind of tie-dye to me too as I was putting together. There are some obvious false fits right there in the bottom left corner. I kind of gave up at that point. And I wanted to zoom in to show you some more of the details because, again, I painted this. And I'm really, really happy with it. I'm really happy with the painting. I'm pretty happy with the puzzle itself. There are some wrong fits in the snow on top of the roof for sure as well. And there's a close-up of those wrong ones that are in the bottom corner. But again, was like, I am done. The background is bokeh. No one's going to notice. No, you notice. It's pretty easy to see, but that's fine. I wanted to move on anyway. So there is my birdhouse painting. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Bye.